Elizabeth Holmes was just 19 years old when she dropped out of Stanford University with a dream of creating a company that would revolutionize blood testing.
Our work is in being able to make testing more accessible.
They did nothing to verify that her scientific claims were true.
I felt like she was deceiving the public.
You're lying to doctors, you're lying to regulators, you're also lying to the public. Most people would call that fraud as well.
She was called the next Steve Jobs. Her startup promised to change healthcare forever. But it was all a lie, and it cost investors over $700 million. This is the story of Theranos, the billion-dollar fraud that fooled the world. Elizabeth Holmes dropped out of Stanford at just 19 years old with one bold idea: revolutionize the way we test blood. Her company, Theranos, claimed it could run hundreds of medical tests using just a single drop of blood. The promise? Faster, cheaper, painless testing for everything from cholesterol to cancer. It was science fiction come to life, and investors couldn't throw money fast enough. Big names lined up behind her: former secretaries of state, top generals, billionaires like Rupert Murdoch. Walgreens signed on to open Theranos testing centers in their stores. At its peak, the company was valued at $9 billion. Elizabeth Holmes became the world's youngest self-made female billionaire. But behind the scenes, something was wrong. Theranos' technology didn't work. The machines, called Edison, were wildly inaccurate. In fact, most tests weren't even done on Theranos machines. They used traditional blood analyzers hidden in the back while pretending everything was done with a finger prick. Employees raised red flags. Whistleblowers leaked details. But inside the company, fear and secrecy ruled. People were fired, silenced with lawsuits, and forced to sign NDAs. Theranos demoed fake results to investors. Blood samples were sometimes diluted just to get a reading. Elizabeth's charisma masked it all. She wore black turtlenecks, spoke in a deep voice, and quoted Steve Jobs. She believed if she acted successful, the science would eventually catch up. But it never did. In 2015, Wall Street Journal reporter John Carreyrou published a bombshell investigation. It exposed the lies, the fake tests, the internal chaos. Regulators descended. Walgreens pulled out. The company began to crumble. By 2018, Theranos was dissolved.
Welcome back, everybody. Blood testing firm Theranos is formally dissolving, but that is not the final chapter in this story. The founder, Elizabeth Holmes, and another former executive await a criminal trial. They're charged with defrauding investors out of hundreds of millions of dollars and defrauding doctors and patients.
Investors lost hundreds of millions. Elizabeth Holmes and her COO, Sunny Balwani, were charged with multiple counts of fraud. In 2020, Holmes was convicted of defrauding investors and sentenced to over 11 years in prison.
She was sentenced today to 11.25 years in prison. This is her punishment for 4 counts of criminal fraud. In January, a jury found her guilty of defrauding investors in Theranos, the blood testing startup that she ran.
Balwani got even more. Theranos became one of the biggest startup frauds in U.S. history. But it wasn't just a story of bad science. It was about belief. Belief in charisma over competence, hip over honesty. Investors saw a woman disrupting a male-dominated industry and projected genius onto her. Media outlets painted her as a visionary. Few asked hard questions. Even today, Elizabeth Holmes has defenders. Some say she meant well. Others say it was intentional deception all along. Theranos was built on a dream, but collapsed under the weight of its own lies. In a world addicted to disruption, maybe the most dangerous thing is a story that sounds too good to question. If you enjoyed this video, check out the fall of WeWork next, a company that went from $47 billion to near zero in just 2 years.